I'm Hunter Erickson. I built Alexander the Great entering the city of Babylon. So after defeating King Darius III at Galgamela, Alexander entered the city of Babylon, which was one of the wonders of the ancient world. And, people were celebrating because Babylon wasn't really doing too well under the Persian Empire towards the end of it. So they thought, oh, new opportunities under Alexander, because it was a, huge city, lots of potential for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is excellent build. That history is really fascinating. You don't see a lot of builds based on Alexander the Great. So take us through kind of the architecture and the town portion of this build and kind of what inspired that and how that came together.
So the house, it's supposed to be just a normal Babylonian house made of mud bricks. And I used a lot of tile pieces, 1x1s and 1x2s for it to get the, effect, and some masonry. And the roads in Babylon were made of clay, so I wanted to do a snot technique for that to make it look nice. And then I had a normal marketplace, and for the tarps I used the net piece.
Yeah, that net technique is excellent to get that kind of nice flowing look.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by far.
And so does the house have an interior at all in there?
Yeah, it actually does. So, there we go. So your typical Babylonian house had a courtyard and, maybe some chickens, and sometimes they would grow stuff, but I thought it was a little too small to, add the, plants and all that. And, these were what the beds were like, just a wooden bed with a blanket. And then on the bottom, see a husband and wife in the kitchen making bread, since that was that was a common food in the ancient world.
Yeah, I love that you've added that extra detail of the interior and everything in there. That's really nice.
Oh, thank you. I usually like to add interiors because I feel like, you're building a house. I feel like you have to have one.
And then another thing that stands out from this build is all of the minifigs, both the soldiers and kind of the citizens of the city here. So talk about those and how those came together.
So the blonde-haired guy and the black horse, that's supposed to be Alexander and Bucephalus. And the other guy is Hephaestion, who is his best friend, possible lover. Don't want to get into that. And these were supposed to be his, best soldiers guarding him. Then I added his generals, who would later fight over his empire. So the guy with the eye patch is Antigonus, the one eye. The brown-haired guy is starts with an S. I'm trying to think from Seleucus or something. Then the other guy next to him is Cassander, and then the guy with the dirty blonde hair is supposed to be Ptolemy. Now for the hair color, I watched Oliver Stone's Alexander movie to get a good idea. It's been attacked because some parts were inaccurate. You don't really have a lot of material on, well, you do have a lot of material on Alexander, but I like to get a good visual of it. Yeah. And for the soldiers, a lot of them have different shields because the Greek soldiers had to buy their own equipment. It's not like nowadays where you're just given stuff. And the long spears are supposed to be sarissas. So, yeah.
Yeah, that long spear is a great combination of parts there. So what are those different parts you use to make those so long?
Just the, relatively new spear piece, because I really like it. And one of those, it's originally a telescope piece, and then just another, longer stick piece. I don't know the exact term for it, so forgive me.
But it just gives that great long spear effect, which is very nice.
Yeah, thank you. And as for the civilians, I wanted to have a lot of different civilians here from all classes in Babylonian society. And for the marketplace, there's a lot of different goods for sale from all over. Because, Babylon was an important trade city in the ancient world, so.
Yeah. Well, it's an excellent build. Do you have any plans on possibly expanding on this theme of kind of ancient history or Alexander the Great with more builds in the future?
Possibly. Not so much an expansion of this. I thought about maybe doing the Ishtar Gate at first, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for bringing it to the show, and thanks for chatting with me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.